Are tomatoes safe to eat if you're on blood thinners? Yes. For most people taking anticoagulants, tomatoes are generally considered safe to eat regularly as long as your intake stays consistent. If you're on a blood thinner like warfarin, you've probably been told to keep an eye on what you eat, and that can feel overwhelming, especially with a food as common as the tomato. So let's break down what the evidence actually says. Warfarin works by blocking vitamin K-dependent clotting factors in the blood. That's why the amount of vitamin K in your diet matters, not because you need to avoid it entirely, but because sudden changes in how much you're getting can affect how well your medication is working. The key is consistency. Now, when it comes to tomatoes specifically, the vitamin K content is actually quite low. A medium raw tomato contains roughly 5 to 10 micrograms of vitamin K1. That's the form of vitamin K found in plant foods. To put that in perspective, 100 grams of raw kale or spinach can contain well over 300 micrograms, so tomatoes sit at the very low end of the scale. Cherry tomatoes contain similar amounts per 100 grams. Tinned tomatoes, passata, and tomato juice also tend to retain low vitamin K levels. Tomato paste is slightly more concentrated, but it's still not in the same category as leafy green vegetables. Sun-dried tomatoes are worth being a little more mindful of, simply because removing the water concentrates the nutrients, including vitamin K. For people taking direct oral anticoagulants, sometimes called DOACs, such as apixaban or rivaroxaban, these medications don't work through the same vitamin K pathway, so dietary vitamin K monitoring isn't required in the same way. If you're unsure which type of anticoagulant you're taking, your doctor or pharmacist can clarify that for you. So what does this mean practically? Normal, consistent tomato consumption is unlikely to affect your warfarin control. NHS guidance doesn't recommend cutting out vitamin K foods altogether. It recommends keeping your intake steady from week to week. If you eat tomatoes most days, that's fine. What you want to avoid is dramatically increasing or decreasing the amount you're eating all at once. It's also worth knowing that certain other foods and drinks can interact with warfarin more significantly. Cranberry products, for example, should be avoided if you're on warfarin, and grapefruit juice is another one to be cautious with. If you're unsure about any food or drink, your pharmacist is a great first port of call. If you're thinking about making changes to your diet, more tomatoes, more salads, or changing your cooking habits, it's worth having a conversation with your doctor or anticoagulant clinic first. Your INR target is set individually by your clinic, so don't change your diet significantly without getting their advice. And if your INR has been fluctuating and you're not sure why, dietary changes are one of the things worth discussing. You should seek medical advice promptly if you notice any unusual bruising, bleeding that takes longer than normal to stop, blood in your urine or stools, black or tarry stools, a severe headache, or if you feel unusually unwell while taking anticoagulant medication. These can be signs that your anticoagulation levels need reviewing. So to recap, tomatoes contain very little vitamin K compared to most other vegetables, making them generally safe for people on warfarin when eaten in consistent amounts. DOACs don't require the same level of dietary vitamin K monitoring, and the goal with warfarin isn't to avoid vitamin K, it's to keep your intake steady. This video is for general information only. Please speak to your doctor, pharmacist, or anticoagulant clinic for advice tailored to your specific situation, and check the description below for links to NHS guidance on anticoagulants and diet. If you found this helpful, leave a comment below, especially if there's another food or medication question you'd like us to cover. And if you haven't already, please give this video a like and subscribe to the Bolt Pharmacy channel for more straightforward health information.